Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salty Sweet Games. I am the aforementioned Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Welcome to Strange Invasion, Assault on the Barrier Peaks D&D 5e campaign. Before we go around and meet everyone and their characters, we're going to very briefly go over some channel stuff. First of all, a ton of thanks to our sponsor, Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice. We are part of their Spotlight program, where they highlight indie TT RPG creators across the internet sphere. They have tons of easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. Enhance your virtual tabletop today. Do it. Pray to RNGesus. Do it now. For us. Pray for us. Also, our new sponsor, Dice Envy, for those of you who like those physical click-clacks, those chonky boys. We are part of their affiliate program. If you use our code on their website, Salty Sweet, all caps, one word, you can get 10% off and support the channel.
So pretty.
Do it. I want to eat them. It looks like a delicious, like, chocolate
Why do
pie.
dice look so tasty?
I don't know.
Yeah, please don't eat the dice.
Why not? You don't think they would like that?
I mean, they're
Okay.
polymer and metal and wood and even gemstone ones
that are
now.
called math rocks. They're called math rocks. You need them. Go get 10% off. Do it.
Yeah.
And also a huge help is all of you out there who are subbing, gifting subs. We are going to have sub badges very soon. They're going to be super cute. They're also going to be by our beloved Zerneska, who did our awesome emotes that are so cute.
Yay!
We also have a Redbubble, etc., etc. There will be a link in chat. Magic.
Yeah.
I think. Safety.
Well,
we have two more things.
Two more things.
Safety. We use it. We like safety tools here. If you didn't know, Kienna is the co-creator of the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. We use X and O cards, stars and wishes, lines and veils, and content warnings. Because while the players are going to be smashed to death by hill giants today, the players are here to have fun. And they are our priority always. Key, and would you talk about our special donation options today?
Yeah. So finally, normally we have donations options that go directly to support the channel, but with the recent events that have been going on in the world, we've decided that for the next little while, all donations are going to be going through Tiltify to campaigns that are supporting Black Lives Matters, because we support the fight for racial equality and justice, and so right now we have a Tiltify campaign going on that helps support Color of Change, which organizes these big campaigns online to move towards better equality for all races, especially for Black lives during these times. So all those donations will still go towards the donation incentive down below. So go check those out. Help the players, also help an amazing cause. We blasted through our first goal on Saturday, so we pushed it back to a $300 goal right now. So that's our hope. So we'll please check that out. Also use !BLM to get more information on that.
Okay. Who are you playing? Go.
Yeah, I am playing Ardent. Use she, they pronouns, so do I. Ardent is our resident Asmar paladin, a bit of a stick in the mud, but you know, that's just how it be when you're a paladin. They don't know what's gonna go. How this is gonna go? I don't know how this is gonna go. We're gonna go.
Excellent. I am Lauren. I am playing Dulcinea, also known as Sweets, though I think only Idoso has called her that. But I swear she has a nickname, as all my characters end up with one. She's an Eladrin swashbuckler who just rolled a 39 stealth. Hi, how you doing? I would ask you out, but 1, I'm taken, and 2, you can't see me. Gnome, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, playing Idoso Farleaf, a halfling ranger rogue
Excellent.
who's
Excellent.
not as hidden, but is very blind in the dark right now.
Hey, halflings! Woo! It's always so fun to remember halflings don't have dark vision.
It's a point of contention.
It should be. And last but not least, Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and I am playing Devlin Archon, a dwarven wizard who apparently has, as he's gotten into middle age, his asthma has gotten worse, and has very little ability to hide at this point, despite the fact that he is wearing dark colors, and is very much looking forward to having a nice peaceful conversation with a bunch of hill giants. I'm sure it's going to go very well.
Yeah. I would like to point out we are not an initiative. Anything could happen, right, Allyson? Smooth transition.
Roll initiative. No,
fuck you.
Wait, hold on. Hey everybody, I'm Allyson. I'll be playing the rest of the universe tonight, and I am just happy to be here. I'm super excited about what we have in store for us this evening. So without further ado, let's get back to the Barrier Peaks, shall we? Last time, the party received a briefing on the territory in front of them from Lady Barrelhelm, the Warden of the Mountains, and her lore master, Kirith Grenalis. Kirith shared more details about the strange events that had been occurring in the peaks. They stocked up for a long journey into the cold wilderness, and they set out, keeping a quick pace while tracking the other scouting party who had departed the keep suspiciously. They seemed only to be a few hours ahead of them. But no matter how hard they rode, they couldn't catch the other party. It was until late on their second day out from Kedron's Crag. They had ridden long into the night in an attempt to catch up. And they came out of a tree line of evergreen trees to see in front of them a wide boulder field where avalanches from the mountains to their east had fallen down time and time again toward the river over the years. On the far side of this boulder field, about 200 yards away, they could see the silhouette of another tree line. And on the edge of that tree line, perhaps just inside it, the light of a fire. Dulcie, our swashbuckler and Idoso rogue ranger, went ahead to check it out, leaving Devlin and Ardent alone. Well, maybe not quite alone. So players, as we begin tonight, I would like for you to feel the cold for a moment. You are far north of where many of you call home, climbing up into the mountains on the edge of the world that you know. There is a wind blowing down the mountain to your right, to the east. And even though you're bundled up, as you've ridden through the night, it still feels bone-chillingly cold to you. I want you to smell the cold air. Ardent, Devlin, you can smell the horses as the froth from the horses as they've been riding all day and long into the night. Dulcie, Idoso, you can perhaps smell just a hint of the wood smoke from the fire on the other side of the boulder field from you. And I want you all to feel for a moment. I want you just to feel peace and quiet, and then feel the ground begin to shake. Both groups, you look up the hill from you, and you see silhouetted in the light of the waning moon, rising up behind boulders, some of them as big as a house, one figure, a humanoid figure silhouetted in the moonlight, and then another, and then another, and then another. These 4 figures have risen up from behind massive boulders that are much closer to where Ardent and Devlin are currently than to where the very, very stealthy Dulcinea and Idoso are, roused perhaps by the quietest of coughs from our abjurer wizard. And with that, now I want you to roll initiative, please.
Rude. I mean, incredibly rude. I have advantage on initiative checks because of my rapier of warning.
Thank you.
If I can get it to work.
While we're waiting for that to begin,
You might
how
actually have
about-
to press the button that pops up. That's what I had to do last episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aha! Better.
How's that?
Thank you.
What do we have? Okay. So our initiative order is going to break out like this. We have the Hill Giants. I'm breaking into 2 groups for the purposes of initiative. One of those groups has rolled a 19, so that group will be the group that goes first. And then we will have Dulcie,
Wait till I take the alert feed. You just wait.
followed by Ardent,
Almost did. Had to go crosswise.
followed
though.
by Devlin, followed by Idoso, followed by the second group of Hill Giants. And so you see these figures rise up from behind the boulders, and as your eyes focus on the silhouettes, you can see that 2 of them are something in their hands that look like clubs that are the size of massive trees, and in fact, that's exactly what they are. The other 2 have in their hands, holding in their hands in front of them massive boulders. And this first group is made up of a club wielder and at the moment a boulder holder. And that boulder is going to be headed toward where Ardent and Devlin are standing. And in fact, it looks as though Ardent is the point of aim. So,
Cool. Love that.
Kienna!
oh my goodness, that's quite a roll.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't, what? How do you see? Where'd it go?
It's to hit 26 damage, 25 bludgeoning.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me move my roll 20
Yeah.
window.
It's gonna have to,
Are
it did
you-
not pop up for me. I'll have to watch
Yeah.
that.
No, you're not able to see it there? Oh, I think I've done it secretly.
Oh, you
Unfortunately,
did,
sorry,
you
that was
did.
an
I
accident
did
on
it
my part.
Sorry. I didn't see it because I have GM permissions.
Because you have GM permissions in roll 20. I'm so sorry, and I don't know why
that's
or how
okay.
I did that.
It's Everyone else can see it.
Secret
Don't
roll.
worry.
We don't need to see the roll. We
don't
just
need
see
to
the
see-
rock.
Yeah.
Is there a setting that
Yeah.
It's a specific kind of
Allie, don't worry about it. It's on the screen.
Okay.
I'll call it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
It's the screen. Oh my god.
out of nowhere,
Good thing you could heal.
this before you even have a chance to respond, this massive boulder comes flying through the air. It blocks out the moon. It eclipses the moon as it comes, and Ardent, it smashes you.
Are reactions possible yet, or do we have to have already gone once?
No, reactions are possible, I think.
There's a thing I'd like to do. So
Even I would love it if you did a thing right now.
the
Please
thing,
do
and
a
it's
thing.
not going to help much, but it'll help some. I have the ability to with my projected ward that there's a creature that I can see within 30 feet, and Ardent's like right next to me. If a creature I can see within 30 feet takes damage, I can use my reaction to cause the arcane ward to absorb the damage.
Yep.
And that'll reduce the ward to 0 hit points because I only have 15 hit points in it. But Ardent will only take what's left out of it.
Yes.
It's only 10.
Only 10.
You can breathe
Good.
again. My goodness, yeah.
So I raise my hand as it's just as it's coming in and hitting Ardent, and there Ardent might see a very brief, subtle blue flash that comes up. So the boulder will not hurt her perhaps quite as much.
She does have
the
4
boulder.
eyes. I'm sure she noticed.
Yeah.
The boulder smashes into the ward, and the ward adjusts its trajectory just enough that it misses, landing square on top of Ardent and rolls into the trees behind you, knocking down small evergreen trees before it comes to a stop. So Ardent, you've taken 10 points of damage on that attack. And so that is the first of the 2 giants who, after attacking, begins to move out from behind the boulder toward where the 2 of you are standing, and reaches out to drag one of those massive clubs with him. The other appears perhaps just a bit different. It's taller, for one thing, and they're wearing, instead of the skins that you see the others wear and that you might typically expect, this one is wearing armor. It's wearing chain armor made of massive links of chain, and you can hear the chain move now as it begins to move towards you. They have a move of 40, so they make up most of the distance, about 2/3 of the distance between where they popped up and Devlin and Ardent before they end their turn. And that takes us, Dulcie, to you.
So, I heard a boulder fall from the sky, presumably into my friend. Great.
I think you even saw, as you turned to see them rise and you saw the throw, I think you even saw perhaps that flash of blue that Devlin described as the ward absorbed some of the damage. But that's what you've seen.
I turn and look at Idoso, who probably can't see me, but I can see him. How fast are you, Idoso? How fast are those wee legs?
Can't see in the dark and can't run as fast as everybody
Right.
else because
You
I'm
keep-
a halfling.
Yep. You keep going. You keep going to the campfire. Maybe get help. I think rocks are falling and everyone's about to die. And I'm gonna take off back. Movement 30 feet. bonus action dash, so 90 feet. Oh, I'm
Wow.
very fast.
Yes. And so 90 feet, that takes you about a third of the way back across the distance that separates you from your friends. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Dulcie?
I literally cannot.
All right, then.
I'm just running.
Okay. Ardent, you're next.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, probably gonna head up into the air. Because using my radiant soul to transform, get wings. Totally glow right now, so that's fine, I'm sure. But whatever.
Yeah.
So that will last for 1 minute or until I end it, and I've got a flying speed of 30.
And go ahead.
So that's a just a once per long rest thing. Doesn't particularly take up a action to do. All right. And I guess I'm gonna go for the armored one. So take that 30 feet to head that way.
Yeah. The armored one, it was the other one who threw the boulder. The armored one is just a little bit ahead. So you're heading toward him to attack?
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to do?
Can I reach him in that 30 feet?
Yes, you can. He's already used his own movement to close most of the distance. He's only 20 feet away at this point.
Magical. I'm gonna hit him. If I can.
Was it your action to trigger your...
It just says it's once per long rest. It doesn't...
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh no, as an
Go
action.
ahead.
So never mind. But I'm just gonna get up into his...
Get in his face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get in his face.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Cool.
Okay. Ardent's radiant soul ignites and they rise up into the sky. Idoso and Dulcie, you can see you this bright light that appears and rises up like a shooting star going the wrong direction, and the trees behind are lit with moving shadows, and the battle is on. And Devlin, it's your turn.
Okay. And now, obvious magic. I will step forward. Remind me how far away they are, if you would.
They are between 20 and 25 feet away at this point.
All right, excellent. That's just fine. I will step forward, and let's see, which of the terrible things will I do first? Okay, let's use this.
It's nice to have options, isn't it?
It is nice to have options. Yeah. And right now we're just seeing two of them. Is that right?
You can see all four of them,
all right.
And they are all making their way. Or there are two of them are making their way toward you at this point. The other two have yet to act.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to come out and I will just yell toward the in common I will yell toward the armored hill giant as I'm doing this, as I bring my hands up and I'm moving them around, sort of like I'm making a ball out of clay. And I will say, "Turn back now, or be slain by the fires of the forge. And I pull my hands out, and I have an orb of fire in them, a chromatic orb, shall we say, which I then heave back and launch at the giant that Ardent is attacking.
Awesome.
And so it's let me see if there's.
I think it's an
Anything I
attack
need to
roll
do?
for chromatic orb.
I'm going to press a button.
It is. It's a ranged attack roll.
Okay, choose damage type. Fire.
Fire. Nice.
That would appear to be a 20.
The orb of fire arcs across the rapidly decreasing difference between you and the hill giant leader, and before just exploding against the front of against his chest and against his armor. Is that the right damage, Jim, for 3d8? Casting it at
Yeah, it was 5 and 1 and 5,
That's
so
a
it
one.
wasn't a very high roll. But
Okay.
there it is.
Okay, good. That's great. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, I don't have. I don't have anything else going on at this point. But I'm just just sort of stepping back and preparing.
Yeah. I feel compelled by the bonds of friendship with all of you to note that there is plentiful cover in this boulder field as you're considering actions and movements and bonus actions, et cetera, et cetera.
I'll get to a point where I just sort of move slightly, sort of peeping behind from coming out somewhat from behind a boulder. That can always be just in case.
Great.
But I'm trying to look impressive.
Right.
for the,
I was like, wait,
for the
Devlin just
Diligent,
went,
so it's
you will be consumed by the fires of the fort.
Yeah. So like hiding after that, it's not that great a sell.
It's so good. It is the best sell.
But unfortunately, I can't. I think if I had tried to intimidate, that would be a separate action that I can't take. So
This is very Gandalf vibes here.
It is.
So much, yes.
Very, very wise. Good. And so another set of lights flashes across the boulder field, this time red from the fires of Devlin's chromatic orb. Idoso, it's your turn.
Okay. Positioning. Idoso is closer to the encampment with hopefully the people we're tracking?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You're
about 100 yards away.
Okay. And are there giants near them? Because it would take me forever to backtrack to go back towards them.
Tell you what, why don't you make just I'll give you a free perception check here to see if you can notice any giants.
This character actually has perception.
Hey,
17.
Good.
Better than a 5 and an 8.
No, you don't see any of those massive silhouettes in that direction.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Idoso's going to go ahead and kick it around his light crossbow and just aim at. Does any of the opposing party, our evil twin party, anybody wearing plate armor or have a shield? Because he wants to shoot that and hit it and be like, "Yo, wake the F up! We've got company." Kind of like a ding, ding, ding. Good morning.
That's a great question, and I love this strategy. Although I'm compelled to note that they're not necessarily. I have yet to see any evidence that they're evil, per se. That said, you do seem to recall that Ryko Dorthin wears plate armor.
Perfect.
But you are 100 yards away, 300 feet.
Yeah, take that risk at a disadvantage, because I've got 320 feet range.
Yeah.
Crossbow.
That's right, you're a crossbow
I'm a
expert, aren't you?
ranger. I can shoot things.
That's
So-
great. I don't know that you've seen that you can necessarily. I don't want to. I know what you're trying to do, and I don't want to step on it too much, but I don't know that you can necessarily see specific figures in the dark.
That's okay. You said there's a fire, right? So what's glistening? Is there something
good.
metallic glistening?
Good. I love it. Yeah, you can definitely see a little glint of something off of the fire. Do you want to just take the shot?
Yep, I'm gonna take the shot.
I love it. Go for it.
Gonna take that shot. Let's see. Just roll. No. No. Sorry.
No worries.
Did that there?
Hey, nice.
Okay, that's. Oh, did it? No, wait, hang on. All right, still not bad. We'll take that 16.
Yeah, that's a great shot. So you hear the twang of the crossbow as the bolt flies, and your eyes follow it as far as they can before it vanishes into the darkness. But after just a split second, you think that you hear the sound of it land true, and it sounds perhaps like it hit something metallic.
Great. I'll go ahead and spend the rest of my bonus action and regular movement going through this mountainous terrain, which I can move stealthily through at a normal speed. Because it's my terrain.
Are you attempting to move stealthily?
Yeah. I mean, just normally so, yeah.
Okay.
And we tactically have pass without a trace. Although,
I don't know anymore.
Sweets, you're not in range
Yeah,
anymore.
you're outside of it.
Yep.
That's right. Last question for you, Idoso. How far does that take you across that 300 feet?
Not far. 50. If I use my
Okay.
bonus action for movement and to
Okay.
dash, and then normal speed is 25.
Yep. Okay.
I got way little legs.
That's not bad. Okay, good. And then, and anything else?
Nope.
All right. That takes us then to our other group of hill giants, the other two hill giants that you've identified at this point.
There are giants in the sky.
Uh,
Tall, terrible giants in the sky.
As they move out from behind the boulders where they have risen up now, and Devlin, Ardent, Dulcie, as you're watching, it's shocking how fast they move, with these legs as tall as a house and a stride that is so long. They also very quickly close most of the distance between where they were hiding and where Ardent and Devlin are now positioned. They're about 20 feet away from the two of you, Ardent and Devlin, and will be within melee range on their next turn unless you move. And that will be their action, which takes us back to the top of the round and the first party of hill giants. Ardent, the one that you have moved out in front of with the armor, and who's just been hit a bit by Devlin's chromatic orb. It seems as though the the shock of your radiant soul and of being hit by that spell has slowed him a bit in his tracks, but he is still going to move forward. He'll close the distance between the two of you, Ardent, and attempt to swing at you with his great club. Normally, he would get 2 swings like this, but because of that shock and being slowed, he's going to take just the one here. And I don't believe that 12 hits you, does it?
AC
He
18.
swings. Yes, he swings at you, but it's like he's swinging at air. Perhaps his vision has been clouded a bit by all of the brightness in front of him. His companion, Devlin, is making his way toward you. We didn't talk about how much cover you're behind here. Are we?
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that just in the interest of trying to still play off the intimidating thing, he probably is only under at best like half cover for him.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think that
Just
makes
like
sense.
waist down type deal.
So your AC is 14. You get a +2 bonus for half cover as he swings his great club at you and gets both of his attacks.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Jim, it's a crit.
Oh, is it?
It
That's
is.
awesome.
It was a crit to hit with a 28 to hit.
Okay. I have a reaction.
I mean, running's also an option.
Go ahead with your reaction.
Yes, that's right. So I have shield, which will perhaps help a tiny bit. And it's not going to help against the crit. But what was the second attack?
I haven't made it yet.
Okay.
Waiting for your react. I wanted to give you the
let me
chance
see
to
here.
react to the first one.
Let's see, when you're hit by an attack. Yeah, I mean, it can still come up because it'll last until the start of my next turn. So that it'll, again, won't help against the crit, but it's a +5 bonus to AC. And also because of that, it'll give me a couple of it's just a low level thingy.
Yeah.
So but it'll give me a couple of points back into my into the ward, which will immediately be consumed. Probably.
Okay, good. So that crit is 25 plus 16. It's 41 hit points of damage.
That's many.
It is indeed.
So that's 41. 2 of that will be taken by the ward, which will then go back down to 0. So that's 39, and so I am down to 11.
Yeah. Yes. And with that, would you please roll a Constitution saving throw for me,
I
please?
will do that. Let's see what happens when I press this button. Yeah. That's not
That's
a very good number. That's a very low number.
You got any advantages, Jim?
I think I still actually have 1 or 2. I think I'm going to make use of that, if I might. I feel as though this is important. Although, I have to declare that ahead of time, though, don't I?
Up to Ally,
So yeah, I mean,
but
I
I'm
already
sure
rolled.
She's very
so.
benevolent and merciful.
No, please do
Oh, okay.
use your advantage.
I'll go right ahead.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. That's better.
Okay, 13.
That's better.
Yes.
Not as terrible.
Yeah. As the club strikes you, you have just that moment, just as it's striking, where you are able to cast the shield and brace yourself against the pain that you know is coming. And then it hits you, and you are thrown back by the force of this massive blow. Your ears ring, your vision is wobbly for just a moment, But you feel a boulder behind you, and you're able to brace yourself. And we have another great club attack.
That sounds awesome. I can't see it, so I have no idea.
I'm afraid that you
Just
can't.
listen to
I know.
Lauren. Just listen to Lauren. You don't need
It's
to
telling me
see
so
it.
much.
It's a 25 to hit.
Okay, so that's going to be more than my current AC, which is 19.
Yes.
And the damage is 15 bludgeoning.
Okay, that's gonna drop me.
Oh my god!
Ardent and Dulcie, I think Dulcie, you're just beginning to get close enough to see now as you see this first swing and then the second, and Devlin is laid out and collapses behind a boulder, and you hear from the giant a guttural cry that echoes back and forth across the valley, and that ends their turn. Dulcie,
Okay. Listen.
what do you got?
Listen, I know how far would I have to move to get within shouting distance?
Oh, I would say you're within shouting distance right now.
Okay. So listen.
Open ground
Allie,
for the most part.
Allie, listen. So, I'm a circus performer. We probably have someone who is half giant in our circus troupe, right? Right. Would Dulcie know any your mom jokes in giant?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. I feel most certain that she would.
Excellent. All right. What I want to do is tell the filthiest, most insulting your mom joke at the top of my lungs to try to draw the giants away from the unconscious form of Devlin
Yes.
and back towards the other campfire.
I love this plan very, very much. You hear,
Your mom joking. Your mom joke.
yeah, I really want to know what the joke is.
Oh no, these are all
You should have
bad.
Googled it in the meantime.
Damn it.
Something
these
about
are-
hills and mountains and I don't know.
Oh yeah, something. What's the? No, these are all really bad. Listen. No, these are all too modern. Ugh. It's really insulting, but it is not.
Yes,
Yeah, you know.
I know. All right. We'll take a rain check.
What about this? Your mama's so nasty that she bit an owlbear and gave it rabies. Is that good? Is this
Yeah,
good? Is
yeah,
this what we want?
That's really good.
Thank you.
That's really good.
And I'm making sure I'm using the
And-
plural so that they know it's about all their moms.
Yeah.
All of them collectively.
They're
Yeah.
all siblings. That's how.
They're like a party. They're like us, except they are trying
Yeah.
to kill us. So they're bad.
Good.
It's not our fault.
So you scream this out across the boulder field. You hope that you're saying it right. It's been so long since you heard it back at the circus. But judging by the reaction, you've said something that's gotten some attention at least. So how much distance now are you able to make up of the
Well, that
200 feet or
depends.
so that remain?
I would love for them to get closer to me. But I guess I won't know if they do that yet. Shite. Yeah, I'll go... What? I'll go... Was that like a bonus action? What was that? What was the goading?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just yelling, sure.
Yeah, sure. I'll get 30 feet closer. And then for my action... I'll do something. And then I'm going
And it's something good, too.
Yeah, I bet it is. It's gonna probably be like flipping them off and then just kind of... I'm gonna hold my action. And if they start coming toward me, I'm gonna use the action to dash back.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay.
I can outrun
Great.
these feckers. Probably not, but you know.
Get a head start.
Ardent, you've just heard Dulcie's voice ring out in a language that I don't think you understand, right? Some guttural language. You've seen in the heat of the moment, it looks as though one or two, maybe more of the giants have turned their head toward her. You are very close up now with the giant that's wearing chain armor. What do you do?
I'm gonna attack his face.
That sounds good.
I'm in the air. I'm gonna use an advantage on this because I don't trust.
Hey, nice.
23.
That's fantastic. What does your greatsword of wounding look like, by the way?
Yeah, so if we imagine Ardent to kind of have this like blue and silver color scheme going on, this sword does not fit in. It is completely black from hilt to blade. You would think maybe some form of obsidian, except it's much stronger than that. It's so simple in its make that it almost as if it tries to underestimate the power that it has. So with that, that's 14 slashing damage plus 4 has to do a Constitution saving throw or get an additional necrotic damage.
Awesome. Let's...
Yeah, so at the start of each of the wounded creature's turn, it takes that 1d4. So whenever it comes back to it, unless it can make a DC 15 saving throw.
Yeah, it fails its save with a 7.
Cool.
And so it takes 18 and then 4 with each following round that it
Yep.
fails.
When it at the beginning of its turn, it'll take that damage unless it can make the save.
Okay.
And also because of my Radiant Soul, I can do once per turn. I can deal an additional 6 radiant damage on top of that. Because that's me. And also, I'm gonna smite.
Yes.
I love everything about this.
Ardent, go boom.
It's just the first attack too.
Yeah. So smite is. It need to remember how this works again. Divine and where are you? Smite, please.
It's
come on.
2d8.
2d8. Thank
for
you.
a
I was
first
like,
level spell slot.
yeah, which I'm using.
Cool.
2 d8. That's additional 13 on top of that.
Brilliant. As your black sword pierces it, you manage to pierce it in the where its head and its neck sort of connect to its shoulder, and it looks to the sky and screams out and swings madly with the club in an attempt to swing you, but of course to hit you, but of course it misses, and you can hear there's almost a sizzling sound as the necrosis seeps into the wound from your sword. And at that moment, what does your smite look like? We haven't seen it yet.
Ooh, yeah, we haven't seen it yet. It's a I think it first almost looks like a small ball of glowing energy, similar to as if looking at a star in the night sky. But as soon as it makes contact, it explodes out into this brilliant white light, similar to that of the North Star, which is Ardent's symbol.
Beautiful arcs of shooting stars across the night sky. Anything else?
No, I think that's everything I can do.
Devlin, we are in need of a save from you, I think, sir, unless there's something else some other possibility that I'm not aware of.
I don't have anything clever that happens unless I have hit points at this point, I don't think. Yeah, we're gonna roll a die and see what happens. We actually have to roll this on this sheet. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Good.
One success. Apparently I had to bring it up there. Okay.
We see that the 16 success.
Yep.
Whew. Idoso, we're on to you, sir.
Great. I'll go ahead and use my 25 feet of movement to get a little bit closer. How-ish close? Does that put me at 320 feet-ish range at all for the closest big boy?
Yeah. No, you're within about 220 feet of their fire now.
Great. Getting closer. Getting way closer. So while moving, Idos is gonna again just kind of how he fires this crossbow. It almost is like it magically reloads itself. The bolts they're not even there. He doesn't even load the bolts in. He just draws back and fires as if it's drawing from some different type of realm. And I'm gonna fire 2 shots at the closest big boy. That'll be a disadvantage, but I'm gonna do something.
Forgive me, I was thinking in the opposite direction. So you're firing. Are you moving? Have you been moving toward? I thought maybe I had this wrong.
Back towards our party.
Got it. Okay.
Fired off a shot to be like, hey, wake up, y'all under attack. Maybe pay attention. And now he's heading back. So he's gone 75 feet total between the 2 rounds, closer to his
perfect. Yep. So the nearest of the you would be just a little bit closer to the second group of 2 that does not include the chieftain or sergeant or whatever he is. And yeah, you're well within your 320 range. You're about 220 right now.
Great. So all right, here's a bunch of rolls. Here's the first one. Did it double?
It
okay,
did.
Great. So 16
is
the
hit.
first roll. Excellent. So that's 9, 10, 11 points with that. And then second attack. It's 13. Dang, those are just freaking good rolls.
No, you had a 26 before that. I don't know why it's doubling.
Because I have to roll at disadvantage. I'm still super hella far away.
That's right. Not
Yep,
you
in
do.
range is 80.
Yeah.
He's not using a bow.
Right.
Yeah.
You do, but both shots hit.
Nice.
Oh heck!
Magic number for the others here is 13. So
I mean, they're big. It'd be really hard to miss.
yeah, right, exactly. So your total damage here then?
This game math. 17 plus. Where's the first one? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 piercing damage.
Yeah.
And as my bonus action, your boy gonna hide using, I don't know, some halfling thing. He can hide. He's tiny. Naturally stealthy.
Yes. Are you just trying to hide, or are you trying to hide behind cover, Idoso?
For cover, like kind of because he's gonna want to shift so that he's like they don't know where the shots are coming from, and he'll move almost like a sniper. He's gonna kind of go off to a different area and then probably fire again the next time around.
Yeah. As we watch Idoso's two crossbow bolts fly across the battlefield, one sinks into the neck of the giant, the other into its cheek, and it reaches up with its hand and tries to scrape them off, and growls loudly. We see Idoso moving so quickly and then duck behind cover at the last possible second, as he's slowly but surely making up the distance and making damage as he goes. Anything else?
Nope, I'm tapped out. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. With that, we have the last two of the hill giants at this point. They split. One of them, the one who has been hit, and who heard perhaps most clearly Dulcie's insult, begins to move off in the direction of where Dulcie was yelling from and where the shots came from, and closes 40 feet of the distance between themselves and you, Dulcie.
Putting him how far away from me?
You were within 100 feet at this point, right?
Yeah.
So about 50 feet away.
Okay, what's the other one doing?
The other one is continuing to move in toward where Ardent is, and unless you've been holding your action.
Yeah. Can I use?
Unless you want to take it, is going to go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I use? I would like. I know this is not a class ability of mine, but I swear I'm thinking about multi-classing now. Can I want to convince both of them to come over here. I would like them to come over here together as a group. Can I
Okay.
yell out some more? Would you like another your mom joke?
I think, yeah, you can. Let's see, what would this be? I think it might be a persuade. You want to try a persuade roll with this?
Sure, I would love to.
It's because we're in the middle of what we're in the middle of.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be. Let's call it a DC 20.
Okay. That's great. Great. Good. That's totally possible. Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, I guess it's not deception. I can't argue for that. Well, I don't really think that about their mom. I've never met their mother. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. So yeah, I'll just go, your mom's so smelly that once an adventurer mistook her for a gibbering mouther. Is that good? Good?
I love it. Yeah. Would you make the roll?
I don't want to. I just want it to work. God. I will use one of my advantages. Let me just. And we're gonna try this. 15.
Yeah, your voice echoes across the battlefield. It may be that you've not gotten the words quite right. You find yourself wishing you spent a little bit more time with that half giant in your circus troupe.
Okay. Cool. Yep, that's my held action.
All right, and so the last of the hill giants then comes up alongside its chief and is going to be swinging its great club toward Ardent. It's a 20 and a 13. Does the 20 hit, Ardent?
The 20 does hit.
That would be 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Great.
Unless you have something.
Nope. I don't have anything to protect myself from damage. I can heal myself later, though. I also believe we got some donations in for temporary HP for the injured.
I don't see anything. Hey.
It's in chat, and also we got the...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Mal posted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mal. That's wonderful. So what does that give us in terms of temporary HP?
Need to go look again.
It's like 10 a pop.
Yes,
So... For 3 people? Because it was on 20? Yeah, 3 people
yeah.
get temp HP.
Temp HP equal to their level.
Yeah, so you get 6 hit points, which will
Yeah.
pop Devlin back up, Ardent gets 6 back, and then whoever gets injured next can have it.
You're closer. You take it.
Okay.
I'm furthest away.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Since I'm
Okay.
now the tank.
So how many hit points to whom? Just again for clarity.
6 for Devlin, 6 for Ardent, 6 for Dulcie.
Great. And I just love that very much. Thank you so much, Mel. And that takes us back to the top and to our other pair of 2 hill giants. Ardent, you're the target that's within range and that has their attention. The chieftain who you've hit and who you can see now, you've done a pretty significant amount of damage to, begins to back off, and he backs off from you about back toward that cover where he rose up from. And as he does, he picks up a boulder and throws. And that's a 16, which does not hit you. I don't think right now, does it? It you see this boulder come flying at you, and for just a moment you have a memory of almost being hit, but you're able to dodge out of the way. You just kind of float out of the way as it flies by. His companion, though, has his club and is going to swing and attack you. 20. And 24. So it takes 2 swings, 1, 2, and you kind of drift into one of them as you were drifting away from the boulder as it flew across. That's 31 points. I assume that takes you down to 0. Is that right?
You were swinging at Ardent?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Cool.
and so Dulcie, as you are running, and Devlin, as you are waking up out of your unconsciousness, your head ringing, your ears still echoing with the sound of the blow, you see Ardent. You see that the star of Ardent's light that had been hanging there over the battlefield fall to the ground and go out.
Cool.
And did we just get the donation of an alien artifact? Is that what I just saw
Yeah.
come across?
Oh.
That is a wonderful thing. For my players who are conscious right now, would each of you
The
roll
majority of us.
would each of you roll a d20 for me, please?
2. Wow.
Wow.
1, 2, and 3.
Wow. Wow. Cool.
Wow. Y'all.
Cool.
Does it
Oh
help
my
if I
gosh.
rolled on
Definitely
my
you
dice
win.
envy dice? I got a 17 on that.
I'm not sure if it helps or not,
Great.
but I guess we'll.
Well, I'm in the
We'll see
middle, so I
that.
feel safe.
Yes. All right. Let
I'm
me,
hitting with pass without a trace is still activated. It's good for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Dulcie,
So-
it is.
Yeah,
How does
Dulcie, go ahead.
it's fine.
you know, how does the party feel about a little run? Just come back.
Sure. They definitely won't eat Ardent.
Totally.
Okay, so tell me the positioning of the giants again at this point. There's one 50
Yes.
feet away from me.
One of them is 50 feet away from you and moving closer.
Sure, whatever.
Two of them are very close to where you left Ardent and Devlin. And that's where the battle has been taking place for the most part.
The last one's just...
The last one's moved back toward the cover where they first came up out of, is about 60 feet away from Ardent and Devlin's position, and has just tossed a boulder from there. And that's the one that was wearing chain armor.
Okay. Tell me how I could make this happen. Okay? I want to... I have a couple ways I could do this. I want to stealth on top of a giant so that another giant sees where I am. And then I want that giant to try to smack me like a fly, but I would jump off at just the right moment. I have ways that I can get atop the giant. And I have
Yep.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but I have advantage on stealth checks because of
Yep.
my cloak.
Yeah, so that's true. And also, you've been doing everything in your power to attract their attention
Yes.
for the last two rounds.
I'm wearing pink and it's sparkly, but somehow I'm so good at stealth. It's my cloak.
So you want to get up on top of that one that's close, and then say it again.
I basically want to shake my butt at the other giant so that they'll come over and try to get me off like I'm a mosquito, but then I'm gonna jump out of the way. So they both hit the other giant.
Okay, so I think this is a series of
Yes,
this is a series
process.
of checks.
Sure.
I think the first one is an acrobatics check.
Yes.
And rather than a grapple, which is the other direction we could have gone here, I think this is,
love
we're going to call it an acrobatics check. And let's see if you can get up on top of it first
Okay.
of all.
Okay. I've got the move, man. Okay. Where are you, acrobatics? 23.
So you sprint on your toes in using some of the moves that you learned from acrobats in the circus, and she looks so graceful as she sprints across these boulders up onto one and then another, and with your movement are able to get up on the back its shoulders aren't quite big enough for you to stand on. It's not that big, but you're able to get up on the back and kind of hanging across the shoulder of the thing.
Now, do I need to make a stealth check?
You do, but this is going to be a really difficult stealth check, okay? Because you have literally just climbed up its body.
Okay. 23.
I called it a 25 DC.
In your head, you did.
So you are sorry. I should have called it out. But that was my intent. So you're on it, and it knows that you're on it.
That's okay.
So now what?
I mean, what's it gonna do? Oh. I'm gonna hold something.
You're holding an action?
I'm holding, yes. Well, can I hold a bonus action? Can we do that? Since I already used my action to get up here?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, what the heck?
Aw, Sphinx just donated $30 to Tiltify for temp HP and advantages for the party.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
Sphinx.
you. Somebody do the math. That's not me.
Let's go to then Ardent, to you for your, unless you have some other thing that you can do here. Do you have a save?
You got a death save?
Yep, got a death save to do. That's it. Let's do that. That's a success.
Good.
Fantastic. Good. Devlin, you're prone, your ears still ringing from the blow, but you now have 6 hit points.
Okay.
And a grip on what's going on in the battlefield around you. Oh, and Devlin, you as you're coming up, you look to your you look down into you're kind of pushing yourself up off of that, laying face down in the rocks of this boulder field, and you see lying next to you something very, very interesting. It looks like a glove almost, or like a gauntlet, like a plate gauntlet, except instead of the 5 fingers you would normally expect to see on a plate gauntlet, it has 3. They're kind of oriented in a triangle this way. It almost looks as if, if you were to put it on your hand, it would come up about halfway up your arm. And it's made of, it doesn't look like it's made of steel like a plate gauntlet would, but it looks like that bone material that you recognized from some of the other devices that you've seen. It's yellow, except for the 3 fingertips, and they're black.
Interesting. Okay. I don't really have a lot of time to to seize on this thing. Although, I mean, this is one of those things like, where now, you remind me of where, in respect to me, are the giants and everyone. How many giants do we have left? Still 4?
There are still 4 of them, and
okay.
only 2 of them have taken damage.
Okay. And
there are 2 who are within melee range of your position now. One is moving back across the boulder field toward where Dulcie was, and she's now on that one. And the fourth, the one that was wearing armor, is moved back to the position that it was in at the beginning, back toward the cover where it started, about 60 feet away.
Okay. And I assume none of them are right next to each other at this point.
No, the two of them that are within melee range of you are very close to one another.
Okay. And when you say melee range, do you mean that they're like right freaking next to me, or they are within, say, like 30 feet?
Yeah, thank you for that. They're between 10 and 15 feet away.
All right. I'm gonna do it. So, yeah, they basically. I'm going sort of so now kind of leaning up on my on my elbow. Seeing that Ardent has gone down, and seeing these two giants next to each other, realizing I may not get this opportunity again, I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to I'm going to just sorry, distractions, yay. I mutter something, and as this fire seems to leap into my eyes for a moment, and I lob a fireball at them.
Yes. I love this.
All right, here we go.
Please do.
Nice. Dex save.
All right. Yep, here they come.
14 dex save.
Ha! Ha! Yes!
Yes.
It's a 1 and a 0, fam.
It's a 1 and a 0.
Yes.
This ball of fire, Jim. Yeah, go ahead and describe
So
it.
it's basically this little jet of flame that's turning over and over, kind of like a misdirected tiny comet, gets bigger and bigger as it heads to where they are. When finally, just when it's just between the two of them, it explodes in a massive spherical conflagration,
Love it.
dealing 31 fire damage to each of them.
Yes.
If I can, I will grab the thing, but if I can't, I will. I want to dive behind the nearest boulder, something I can try to get fully behind, if at all possible.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Okay. Hold on just a second. And that was 31 points of damage for the fireball. Good.
And I should interject that thanks to our lovely people in chat, all of our players now have an additional temporary HP and additional advantage. So thank you everyone who's been donating
Yes.
the cause and also saving our asses in this combat.
That's right. That's right. I'm so glad I could create a combat that maximizes donation possibilities for our very, very worthy.
Not like we're super unprepared or
charities.
anything.
So you see the flash, you smell the singed hair and skin, and they are both thrown back about 15 or 20 feet by the blast of the fireball. You can feel the warmth of it on your face, Devlin, and it feels good. It feels like the heat of the forge to you. And as the fire was leaving your hands, you're out of the corner of your eye, you caught the sight of that gauntlet-looking thing, and you might have seen a light blink on it just as the fire was leaving your hands. Anything else? You are able to pick it up if you'd like to pick it up.
Yeah, if I can scoop it up while moving.
Yep.
Just gonna briefly, like as I'm sort of leaning, just sort of scoop it up and in one motion, and try to dive behind the anything that can provide cover, as much cover as possible at this point.
You got it, and you can get full cover here if that's something that you want.
Right now, yes.
Good. Okay, so you scoop it up and scramble behind a massive boulder, and unless they move around, you're covered. You're not able to be attacked, targeted directly here. And then Idoso.
This is gonna take a moment to look back. Are they just like just gonna chill? Like they're not evil twin party? Not around? They alive? Do we know?
You know, you're trying to run the other direction unless you want to take an action here. Just with that briefest glimpse, you don't see anybody running up behind you.
Oh God. Idoso's gonna do this like Power Ranger move, right? Where it's just like, what? And like shove his hand into like a little ripple dimension that kind of creates for a second and pulls back out. And there is just this blood hawk of like ethereal planar energy. And he's gonna swing his arm back and send this blood hawk double fly speed back towards the encampment using summon bestial spirit, burning my last level 2 spell slot for this, guys.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, so the hawk,
Beautiful.
boom, is just gonna go fly and be his eyes and ears, whatever he needs, and with his movement and I don't know, I guess bonus action, we'll go ahead and just dash 50 feet to get closer.
Okay. So the blood hawk that you summoned, is going toward the other
Towards
scouting
evil
party?
twin party, correct.
Got it. And so it bursts off of your arm with a cry and begins to fly in the opposite direction across the boulder field. And that's a 60 move, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's got a fly speed.
A fly speed of 60.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Great. You're now within about 150, 175 feet or so of your original, of where you left your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And about half that distance to where Dulcie is.
Okay. Cool. There's nothing else I can do. I'm tapped.
Okay. And so we have our the two hill giants, both of whom have been fireballed by Devlin, and they both now begin to move back up the hill toward where they were hiding and toward their leader. And as they go, they're going to pick up 2 boulders and they'll lob them in your direction, but you're behind cover. They've completely lost sight of you. So you just hear these 2 massive boulders smash, 10 or 20 feet away from your position and go rolling now down the hill toward the river. The other 2, we have the leader, who is lobbing boulders in your direction, but who, again, is not able to see where you are. But we have the one that Dulcie is riding upon at this point. And he is going to attempt to grab you, Dulcie, off
All
of
right.
himself.
I'll do my held thing depending what he gets.
Okay. Oh, not very good at all. That was an 8.
Cool. Does it?
So he.
Yeah.
Go ahead. He tries to grapple you, but isn't able to grab you. You're able to avoid his grasp.
Does it look like they're just leaving? Like, if I got off him, would he just go away for some reason? Well, fine. I will stab him. What do you want for a called shot? What are you going to add to his AC?
I thought it was a bonus action that you had saved, or do you have a bonus action attack?
Oh, sorry, no. It's my turn next in the order.
Oh, yes, that's right.
He missed
of course.
me, so now I'm going to stab him. Then I'll leave.
Yeah. I just want you to make a melee shot against his AC.
Okay, I'll use an advantage. I want to stab him in the neck. Let me roll it. 15.
Yes. Your rapier does stab him in the neck and sinks deep into his flesh for, is that 22 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
He cries out in pain and he's like spinning around trying to get you, almost like a dog chasing its tail.
And then I will bonus action face step. And what this looks, I'm gonna bonus action face step behind something where he can't see me. This is magical, this is teleportation, and anybody who's watching, it kind of looks like she just lets go, like she lets go and falls through nothing. But as she passes this bit, anybody who's watching would see her physicality change. Her eyes start to glow, her ears get longer, and it's just for a moment until she's back on the other side behind a boulder, probably by Devlin. Hi.
Hello.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Ardent, did you benefit from some of the temporary hit points that
Yes. Yes. I managed to get some temp HP, so I'm no longer unconscious, maybe?
Ardent, you return to consciousness and find yourself laying on the ground in the dark. You hear the sounds of the hill giant that Dulcie just stabbed as it cries out in pain. You hear the echoes from the boulders that have been thrown by the others landing. You're prone behind partial cover at this point, just by virtue of where you fell.
Cool. Can I see or tell where the giant that was attacking went? Do I see how far away he is from me?
Yeah, you can see their silhouettes against the skyline up the hill from you, and you see 3 of them there at least. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm gonna do the smart thing and heal myself because I can do that. So I'm gonna put a hand on my chest and use lay on hands on myself. Give myself some HP. Let's see. Probably just, I'll pull 20 from that. So I'm up to 26.
From that pool.
Yeah.
Great. I'm relieved too. And Devlin, you are with Dulcie behind cover, but behind full cover, holding in your hands a strange artifact and hearing everything going on around you.
So, does it sound like they've gone further away?
No, not necessarily. No, not that you can tell
Okay.
From where you are.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna take a stab at it. I think it reacted when I cast the spell. I could try using it. We'll see. This is a strange and desperate time. So I think I'm going to lean enough to see if I can see where they are. I basically turn around and lean over to the side to see if I can see where they are.
Yeah, you can. You can, in fact, look out from where you are, from behind your cover. You kind of lean out around the boulder and see the three of them. They're not behind any cover. They've just retreated back up to that point on the hill that's about 60 feet away.
Oh,
and there are plentiful boulders around them for ranged attacks.
Three of them are together.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, they're as together as three hill giants can be.
Oh, of course.
Within about 20 feet
I
of
think
each other.
as he's fumbling to try to get his hands free. Question. Let me check the components. If I'm trying to cast something that has a somatic component, if I were to slip this thing on, would that hinder me in the casting of the thing?
It's in this moment without some research, it's just impossible to say.
Right, sure, I won't worry about it then, because it's like if I got to make a gesture, so I don't want that to hinder it. So I'm gonna come around. I'm just sort of look around and say, "Oh no, you don't." And and you'll see me actually as I pull my hand back, you'll see my eyes start to blaze again, and a little sphere of fire appears in my hand. And I mutter, "That's great," and I will once again hurl another fireball at the three of them this time.
Lovely. Let's get their saves.
Here it is again.
This is for the two run-of-the-mill hill giants. 1 success, and here is for their leader, who also fails. And it's half on a save, right?
I'm looking at it,
Yep.
and each creature on this movement target half. Yep, half.
Okay.
So fail take 31, one save takes 15.
Okay. And there is the half damage. Okay. Your fireball explodes right in the middle of the three of them. The armored one who was off to the right is blown back in that direction, and he was perhaps moving as he saw the fireball coming. So it hits him in that way. The one who's right in the middle, it explodes right in this creature's face, and it is it's just blown back, and it's covered in fire and flame as its upper torso and body bursts into flames. It's on the ground and writhing in flame. Is there anything else?
If I have the movement available, I don't know if this works this way in this edition or not. I want to sort of peep back down under, down behind the boulder, try to take cover again.
Yeah, you're able to get at least partial cover here as you move back after your attack. Idoso.
So what, like 150 feet away?
Yeah.
Hawk's going 60 feet more, closer to the encampment. Idoso heading towards his friends. Although, how far is he away from Dulce? With the one that Dulce was on?
Away from the one that Dulce was on, about 100 feet at this point.
Okay, cool. So let's move a wee bit closer and slap on a little bit of a hunter's mark, finally, as bonus action. And then just like a two shots of that crossbow. So let me cast on.
Let's see those shots.
Oh god, what the hell was that? That's just hunter's mark. I don't know why
that's just
I did
hunter's
that.
mark.
Sorry, I'm just trying to cast it, and it said no. There we go. I'm just gonna do it manually. Actions. So now I'm mostly within range. If I move my full 25. So now we'll just do a regular. There's one first attack, second attack. So 17 and plus 9.
Do you get sneak? I don't think anybody's in melee. Or do you have advantage for sneak attack?
Oh yeah, no, probably not.
But you get the hunter's mark.
I do have hunter's mark. Yeah.
Yeah. What does the hunter's mark give you in terms of damage?
It's a 1d6. So
okay.
What? Why did it roll?
Whenever
like
you
50 times. What is that? That's weird.
Yeah. It's 1d6 every time you hit with an attack, so it's an additional d6 for each of those attacks. Do you just want to roll those?
Let's just roll. Here's 2. There you
nice.
go. 10.
It's even better.
Nice, that's great.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah,
Take
so
it.
that's 20. That's 28 damage. Yeah, your 2 bolts pierce it in the neck and the chest as it's spinning around. And it, in fact, begins to move back up toward its companions up the hill. It moves its full distance and is still about 30 feet away, and it's not going to attack in this round. It's going to continue its movement. And that takes us back to the other 2, one of whom is writhing on the ground aflame. The chieftain, however, is not, and is going to toss a boulder back toward the 2, back toward where Devlin has just fired this.
Oh right, I guess they do
fireball
know
from.
where we are.
Yeah.
Some of us, anyways.
And that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, I'll use uncanny dodge to reduce it.
I was holding you behind the total cover where you met with Devlin still, because you hadn't moved out behind it.
I'll
So
stay there.
you don't need to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'll just lie here. Looking up at him as the boulder smacks into his face. Ready to catch him and cradle him in my arms.
Yeah. So you had, we said that you had partial cover. That gives you an extra +2 bonus to your AC, Devlin. How does that?
It does when I bring my shield
19?
up.
Nice.
Because that brings it up to a 21.
And the rock bursts against the shield, and Dulce, it's your turn.
Gives me 2 more temporary.
I mean, are they just running?
Are you coming out from behind cover to look?
I will poke my head up. My little elfin head.
As you do, you see the following. You see that the one that you were on top of a few moments ago has made its way almost all of the way back to its companions and has several crossbow bolts sticking out of it from Idoso's crack shots. You see that the chieftain is reaching down for another boulder to pick up, presumably to toss in your direction, as is one of his other companions, and the fourth is writhing in flames on the ground.
Okay, so they've decided to just throw boulders at us.
I mean, that's how it started.
I feel like we've come full circle. Well, is Ardent up? Okay.
They're still lying on the ground, but they are conscious. I think you could probably see like them kind of like just starting to probably like grabbing onto the sword that probably fell out of their hand and just starting to recombobulate themselves.
Okay. I'm going to then stand up next to Devlin, and I'm gonna use all my shit for this, so I don't know what this would be, but basically I have a flask of oil, okay? This is me trying to make use of the things that I have. I have a flask of oil. I have stuff to make fire. What I want to do is yell out, "There's more where that came from!" and like breathe fire using my circus performer ways. And tell them to feck off.
I don't have words for how much I love this plan.
Thank you.
Let's call this your action,
Yeah.
and let's have an intimidation roll,
Performance
please.
check. A performance check is what you meant.
Well, I meant it
Please.
would be a performance check if you were just trying to make it pretty. If you want to scare them away, though, I think
That
an
is
intimidation
such
roll.
bullshit. That is such bullshit. Okay. Okay. You want to call this like a 30 DC or? Okay, no, I'm being.
Oh no! I'll tell you what.
I don't want to know your
tell you what.
DC.
Okay.
I don't want to
Are you
know
going to use an
anything.
advantage on this?
Yeah, I'm using an advantage. Why? 15 and a nat 1. So I'll take the 15.
Yeah. Good. So you shout out in common, presumably what you shouted, and you do this which you've done occasionally in performance. It's not typically a part of your act, but you've learned it, as you know many other of the performers share skills with each other in this way. And in the dark, against the silhouette of the dark valley behind you, that burst of flame up into the air looks magnificent. It's probably the best you've ever done in attempting to master this skill. And we'll see how it affects the giants on their turn. Ardent.
Well, I guess I'm going to get up.
It's a good start.
You know, a thing to do. I can't. I'm grounded because I can't do my thing again until I have a long rest. Am I closer to the giants or am I closer to my friends?
You're significantly closer to your friends. You're within 15 feet of where Dulcie and Devlin are.
Cool. Yeah, I think Ardent's gonna scramble over to the other two. Go. Right. Wait until see if they leave or expeditious retreat.
That didn't do it. And I'm just going to keep firing at them until I'm out.
Just don't let them know you're out when you're out.
Yeah, got 1 or 2 things left.
All right. Yeah, Ardent is. Ardent doesn't like not being able to do anything, but I think actually she's going to start booking it out towards the campgrounds. She just wants to provide another source of distraction, focal point.
Okay.
And she's not so shiny anymore, so.
Yeah, you can do that. You can, just with your regular movement, you can get about 20 feet out down that road that goes across the boulder field. And do you have I won't take the little bit of conversation there as an action. Do you have an action that you want to take?
I'm just gonna hold it, unless I see.
Okay. Okay. Devlin?
All right. So, and as Ardent runs, I just sort of turn to Dulcinea, and as you can see, another flick of flame appearing in my hand. Say, didn't have the heart to tell her this is the last one of these I got, and I come around. Once again, leaning out where those giants are standing. I pull back, eyes ablaze. And once again, I will lob my third and final fireball at them.
All right.
Hey.
And here come our saves.
Fail. Fail. Fail.
Yes.
This time.
Your
That is
fireball.
good, he says, doing 78 points of damage in a round. Not my best.
It is indeed very good. Your fireball arcs across the distance between the two of you and once again explodes right in the midst of those who, of all of them now, as the fourth one has closed in with the others. You see one of them, of course, has been dispatched. It's laying on the ground. It's stopped moving now. A second one explodes into flame, and the chieftain himself, the armored one, is blown backward right on his ass. The boulder falls out of his hand and rolls down the hill, and leaving the fourth one, who still caught much of the brunt of the blast, as the only one who looks as though he's in any condition to fight at this point. We'll see how this affects them after Idoso's turn.
Great. So, see, this is why you always have to have a match ready to blow on your team. Like, it's great to have them. And, seeing this just, third fireball, right? And Idoso just got this big shit grin on his face, like, that was you, Devlin! And it's just, like, running, and then, again, just, like, boom, boom, a little bit closer. This time, with double crossbows. There's one, there's two. Nope, did the second one not go?
Not got the second one
there
yet.
it is.
There you go.
It's a hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
A hit,
Both.
a palpable hit.
And
Yes. And your hunter's mark for... were you firing them both at the one that you'd marked?
yeah, whatever one. So, or if
Okay.
one is out of HP, it's the bonus action to shift it to the next one?
Well, I'm just asking if you'd like to take your... If we're going to take the hunter's mark damage against... roll it twice for 2 hits or once for just 1 hit.
Oh, whatever's gonna do max damage to at least one of them, I guess. So we'll do 2. We'll
Yeah.
go 2.
Okay.
There's that.
Nice.
So an additional
Nice.
9.
So that's 22. That's 31. That your bolts land true in the chest and the stomach of this one that's really the last one standing at this point. It stumbles for a moment. It's down to one knee, and it almost looks as if it's going to tip and fall over and slide down the rock slide. But it rights itself, and as it's own turn now, you see it reach down and grab by the chain jerkin. It grabs the leader, the one you've presumed to be the leader, and begins to drag him uphill away from you, and it seems to be in full-on retreat and trying to drag its leader to safety. It makes about 40 feet of total movement, and I would say it's now behind, as it's kind of moved behind one of those big sort of house-sized boulders, is behind at least half cover as it's moving away.
I think Idoso's gonna kind of seeing the retreat, kind of set the crossbow down, or at least not be in such an aggressive stance, and yell out to his friends, "Oi! You all alive? Doing all right?"
Aye.
Just about.
I didn't get hit.
I mean, same.
We would normally be back, Dulcie, to your turn at the top of the round. If you want to continue with this combat,
Nah. They're running.
anyone?
I have a bone to
Alright.
pick with the no-showers, though.
Yeah, how's my Hockey Hawk doing? Whose name is definitely Hockey Hawk.
Great.
Yeah.
Or definitely one of those things where you like, I'll give a proper name later. We'll just...
Just
The Blood
been Hockey
Hawk
Hawk
has-
for 3 years.
Yeah.
The Bloodhawk has, as the combat comes to an end and the hill giant drags its wounded leader over the ridgeline, are you able to? Is this like you're not able to like see through its eyes or anything?
Nah, it's not a familiar or anything fancy. I just conjure
I love it though.
interdimensional beings.
You
Creatures,
can
beasts.
hear it cry out, and all of you now can hear it cry out from the opposite side of the boulder field. And as you turn and look to where it was, you see that the campfire is no longer burning.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
is it your plan to cross the boulder field then? And yeah.
Investigate.
Yep.
You come back together, and frankly, it's a bit shocking to see the condition that your friends, your companions are in. You take your horses, who have just retreated a ways into the woods, and you begin to lead them across what was until just a few moments ago, your field of battle. When you arrive on the other side of the field, you can smell the smoke now from where the fire was, and it's that wet smell when water's been poured over a campfire. And you realize that whoever was there, at least, has gone. But then, Dulcie, you hear a rustling not far from the camp, from where they were encamped, behind a tree, behind a boulder, just up the hill. You carefully move up behind it, and there, on the ground behind this boulder, bound by her wrists and ankles and gagged, you see Cherry Redding. She sees you arrive and her eyes get big, and she's, that sound with a gag.
I roll my eyes and go, ugh. They left the ginger.
And that, I think, is where we will end tonight's episode of Strange Invasion.
Spammed out.
Yeah, I don't trust
Assault
this.
on the Barrier
I
Peaks.
don't trust
Spammed
none
out.
of that. Not one bit.
This was
fool
so
me.
stressful. My ears are on fire. I think that means my blood
A night.
pressure was elevated. Shit.
What a night.
Oh my god, you guys.
I don't know. That was probably one of the most memorable combats I have ever played a part in. Thank you all so much for play tonight. It was really great. We want to go around and hear just a word or two from each about who you are and what you're up to. Tell us what your favorite thing is that you're working on right now, so that we can all come and watch and support and be a part of it. But for me, this is it. This is it. I love this game, and I love getting to play it with the four of you. And with our audience, thank you so much for your generosity to this party tonight. This combat would have gone very differently. And I think it was Snowdog who dropped that new artifact on us. That will probably have some pretty significant impact for this party in the weeks ahead. So I can't wait for you to see the gift that you gave to Devlin. I'm Allie at Allyson Robinson with 2 L's and a Y on Twitter. You can follow me there and find out all of the other stuff that I'm working on. But the coolest of all of it is just happening here on this channel with great people like these. So stick with us. We'll see you next week. And so much love and respect for all of you. Jim, how about I pass it off to you?
Righto. Well, that was very harrowing. Thank you so much, viewers. I very much appreciate keeping me alive. That was very good of you. This was glorious. It's such a turn on that one. I had thoughts near the beginning this was going to be a TPK possibly, and then it managed to turn around, and so that was awesome. And I was very very pleased to do actual visible magic for the first time, which was a delight, and because it's cool being subtle, but it's also neat sometimes to occasionally get to do that. I think that I think my favorite moment was tonight was Dulcie getting up on the back of the other giant. That was a very cool plan that I think was very awesome to see. I'm always pleased when you can climb on the enemies. That's always good. But let's see. And also possibly shortly, since all I seem to have are temporary hit points, I may be collapsing in a moment, but we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, what am I doing? I think it's hard to pick a favorite thing that I'm doing right now. There's a new shiny thing that'll be happening tomorrow night over on my channel. It's Other Doc, that's OTAG RDOC. We're premiering our June short campaign. I do a new short campaign typically every month, and it's going to be Casketland, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse occult western set in the end times. And so we're doing session 0. Very much looking forward to that. Thursday nights we do a Powered by the Apocalypse cyberpunk game, The Sprawl, during which we are we're taking donations on that one to be part of the Bale Project initiative that's going on right now. So that's very important. But we're having a whale of a time with that one. On the weekends, I do Invisible Sun and I do various one-shots. And we also have our regular game of Dark Matter, which is we're doing Ghosts of Saltmarsh in Space, which is an utter delight. And of course, Monday nights, I am here, being the fiery dirt wizard, and utterly pleased to be doing so.
Awesome. Let's go over to Gnome.
Hi, my name is Gnome, and you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And 3 fireballs in one evening, like that's so flippin' wild, yo! That's so cool. That was great. Like, oh, God, that really saved us. Thanks, buddy. The only thing I'm gonna plug tonight is you can catch Lauren and I finishing up our Tales from the Loop mini series tomorrow over on my channel. We are in the middle of this literally like climactic scene, and I am so excited to see what it is that they do. It's gonna be fun. So if you like 80s stuff, you like Tales from the Loop, you're definitely gonna want to tune in. So that's it. I'm so excited for that. This is gonna be good.
Awesome. Key, should we shout out some personal stuff real quick?
Yeah, let's do our personal stuff. I'm Kienna. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Come over the internet, doing social playing things. Mostly just here on the channel though, hanging out. Actually, hasn't been officially announced yet, but this upcoming Sunday, there is a panel that's going on with by Onyx Press. Actually, 2 panels that I'm going to be on. So keep an eye out for that. They're really awesome publisher, and I'm super excited to be doing some work with them. And what about you, Lauren?
I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on the Twitter. You can find me here. Obviously, the main things I'm doing, I'm wrapping up, obviously, Tales from the Loop. I'm wrapping up Urban Shadows on the Scraticus Academy. We have 2 more episodes. I'm really excited about that. And then, if you want to watch me GM, I play Keeper for Masks of Nyarlathotep, a Pulp Cthulhu campaign here on the channel. And we're going to be back Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. It's going to be super exciting. They're getting close to the climax of the New York chapter, so.
Yeah, it's time. Do it like that. But of course, to wrap up with channel stuff, first off, another thank you to our sponsors, Roll20 and Dice Envy. They both keep the lights on over here. Roll20 is our virtual tabletop of choice, and we're part of their Spotlight program, which helps support all sorts of indie TTRPG creators in the space. So please go check out the other Spotlight people. They're all making really awesome content as well. And of course, Dice Envy, get your awesome quick lax. Get 10% off. Use Salty Sweet, all caps, one word. Everything from polymer to wood to metal to actual gemstones. So super awesome stuff there. And you can go support that. If you ever miss an episode or want to rewatch one, we've got a YouTube channel. We're still close to 100. Please save me from my torture here. As we get really close to a custom URL. I upload pretty regularly as to when VODs go up. When we don't get copyright struck by stupid algorithms, things are happening. Videos will go up when I can get them up. And as well, please follow us on Twitter. We announce when we go live for our regular shows and when we announce stuff like one-shots or short series or impromptu video game streams, because we've been kind of doing that with Resident Evil 2. We're going to get back into that. It's going to be real good. Again, thank you to everyone who supported us, whether that's by subbing or donating to the stream. Really helps us there. But of course, thank you everyone who had donated tonight, pushing us to, we're super close to our goal. We're $225 today, as at the end of this episode, out of 300 of our goal for Color of Change. So thank you everyone who has supported that awesome cause for racial equality and justice. We stand for with Black Lives Matter, and we're happy to contribute as we can with the platform we've got. That's basically it from us. We're gonna go see if one of our friends is live. We'll go raid if they are. So please stick around and chat. If we go raid, spam that hype emote if you got it. Especially with the hype with the unicorn horn, that's amazing. I love the modifications for emotes. So spam that, or if you don't have it, just spam some hearts for love from us at Salt Street Game. We'll be back live on Saturday and back on Monday, of course, for the next episode of this. I think that's it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.